Well, hello there. This is Ivan Harris Sr., and I'm so glad that you stopped by today to be here with me. I have the distinct pleasure of talking about a gentleman. Some of you may know, some may not. I didn't even know about him because I'm not a big sports person, but the name is June Jones. June is a fantastic individual, period. He has impacted so many lives. He's created a powerful legacy that's going to last long after he's gone. But the story started for June in Oregon, where he was a young man there. And he was always involved in athletics, and he was excited about athletics. And so as a result, he wanted to be involved. He said he knew he was always going to be a pro at something. So it just so happened that one day he was watching on the TV there, and he saw Jim Plunkett. 1970 was the year. And Jim was a quarterback, and he was tall like June. June is tall. And so he was throwing that football, and June saw that, and he said, man, I want to be a quarterback. It lit his passion. So he was throwing that football so much against the wall till his hands bled. And so he got that down to a science. And so as a result, hyperspace, some years later, he's now receiving a scholarship to the University of Hawaii, where in 2.5 years, he only played 10 plays, okay? But he said he hung around because of the sense of community, and he had to work his way into that. He wasn't just welcomed with open arms. He was a surfer, too, and had to have a few fistfights just to be able to be accepted, okay? And that's another story. But the bottom point is, he was there on the team, he was there, a part of the community. People started welcoming him in because he was so far from home, and so he built that camaraderie while he was there. Well, he knew the football thing wasn't going to happen, so he left there, came back to Oregon, was going to maybe do the family business, but then, which was investment, but then got a call from a coach, wanted him to come and, be a player on the team. And so after a few tries, he finally came out and decided to go and set records as a quarterback for passes thrown. He set records, okay? And it was shortly after this that he decided that I want to be a coach. I love playing, but I have a passion for coaching. And so he wanted to do that. So he broke off into the coaching arena, and he got off into it, he got involved. And at the risk of time, I won't get into all the gory details, but the bottom line is he began having some good success as a coach. So hyperspace this back or forward around 1998, when he had a crossroads decision to either be the head coach of the San Diego Chargers, which was going to be like $6 million, or to go back to the University of Hawaii. He got a call to go back there. So he asked his then mentor and or also manager, Mr. Lee Steinberg, the gentleman that inspired the movie Jerry Maguire. Anyhow, basically Mr. Steinberg told him, follow your heart. And so he did, and he made the decision. Everybody thought he was crazy. He made the decision to go back to Hawaii. And it was the best decision in the world. Why? Because of what happened. It was the greatest turnaround story in college history. This team, University of Hawaii, they were dead last, 112th, okay, in the whole NCAA. 18 losses in a row right before he came. But when he came there, because of his philosophy and the way he taught the young men, it turned everything around. He brought them together. They bonded, which is the Hawaiian way anyway. Bonded them, got the whole of Hawaii behind them there in Honolulu. And they supported them. And he turned that whole football team around because of he taught his coaches and everybody, we're not going to yell at people and all of that. He says love is the difference. We're going to love on them. We're going to lift them up. We're not going to yell. We're not going to use foul language at them. And he did that. And as a result of that, he has men that are all over this country who were under him as players, and some weren't. But he has influenced the lives of so many people because of his philosophy. And that's why I'm proud to talk about him today, because of who he has touched and the lives he's impacted. I could tell you story after story after story. One in particular, real quick. One young man was not going home for Thanksgiving because he did not have a good relationship with his parents. Okay, long story short. Mr. Jones said, listen, you need to have a good relationship with your family. That's all we have. So without telling him, he paid for a ticket for his family to come out there where the young man was there in Hawaii, and he gave him $1,000 to spend this money while your family is here. He brought them together, and as a result of that, that family is now together and bonded, and that young man with tears in his eyes said that because of what Coach June Jones did, it changed his life forever. And he's just one of the many that he has changed just like that. And so that's why I'm telling you about him today. He's a great man. He's now in Canada, here in 2017, coach there of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That's where he is now. And I'm trying to be brief here, and I don't want to be long. But the point is, there's so much about this man that you want to know and that you need to know. So I have some links over on the side there where you can look him up and get to know him. He ought to be celebrated, and in fact, he's going to be. But I can't talk about that right now, but something big is coming. So I'm going to end here for today. Get to know June Jones. He has touched so many lives, and it will inspire you hearing about this great man. So I'm going to end here today. Thank you. Take care. God bless you. And have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.